Hello, my name is Oliver Burkeman, and I am a recovering productivity geek. In the past, if I'd heard about a time management guru preaching an amazing new way to get your work done, or a new app for organizing your to-do lists or scheduling your days, believe me, I'd have tried it. I've tried dividing my days into 15-minute blocks, dividing my tasks into A, B, and C priorities. I've tried aligning my daily actions with my goals and my goals with my core values. I did all this for years, asking myself and others, how can I make the most of my time? Until one day it finally dawned on me, what if the problem wasn't that I hadn't yet found the perfect system? What if I was asking the wrong question? Almost all of us struggle with time in one way or another. Perhaps the most familiar is the way that we feel overwhelmed by the number of tasks on our plate, overloaded by family obligations or demands from the boss, even overwhelmed by unequivocally good things like hobbies we'd like to try or exotic locations we'd like to visit. And almost universally, we try to address this situation by getting better at managing time, by trying to fit more in, trying to get on top of things so as to feel like we're in control of our time. And of course, we're surrounded by businesses offering products and services promising to help us do just that. The problem isn't exactly that these techniques and products don't work. It's that they do work, in the sense that you'll get more done, race to more meetings, ferry your kids to more after-school activities, generate more profits for your employer. And yet, paradoxically, you only feel busier, more anxious, and somehow emptier as a result. The American anthropologist Edward T. Hall once pointed out that time, in the modern world, feels like an unstoppable conveyor belt, bringing us new tasks as soon as we can dispatch the old ones. And becoming more productive just seems to make the belt speed up, while the most meaningful parts of life slip further and further away. In my latest book, 4,000 Weeks, I explore a radical alternative to this futile and counterproductive struggle. The basic idea is what I call the paradox of limitation. As human beings, we're extremely finite. Roughly 4,000 weeks is the average lifespan. Yet, much productivity advice lures us on a wild goose chase towards someday having time for everything. The ironic result is that we end up more busy, distracted, unfulfilled, and isolated from each other. But when we turn to confront our limitations, when we embrace our inescapable limits, even though it's nerve-wracking at first, that's when we get to drop back down into reality. We stop chasing this mirage of one day getting everything done, and in exchange, we're able to get started, here and now, on what matters most. So, embracing your limitations isn't a recipe for despair, but a liberation, the first step to creating a life that truly counts. This has been a transformative insight for me, and I'd like to invite you to explore with me some ways to make it a concrete reality for you. We'll look at why becoming more efficient often just makes you busier, why too much focus on using time well can mean missing out on life itself, why the crucial question of time management is figuring out what to neglect, and why, in the modern world, patience is a kind of superpower. Above all, I hope you'll come to understand why, despite all the pressures of our culture and our economy, you don't need to feel like you're in a constant struggle against time. Instead, you can turn your limitations to your advantage and use your brief time on the planet in some truly exciting and meaningful ways.